Yes, it's done. I'm done. I cannot wait to get this baby out into the world and let other people read it. Wait, what if no one likes it? What makes me think I can write a novel that people are actually going to want to read? My life isn't exciting. I'm not actually all that smart. My writing is actually pretty bad. No one is going to want to read this. I'm just going to put it. Wait, this is just imposter syndrome talking. And today we're going to learn some tips that can help you fight it. Hi, I'm Allison, author, yoga instructor, creative warrior, and because I'm an author, I know a little bit about imposter syndrome. And so does every other writer, creative, artist, and probably every other profession out there. Because we all experience imposter syndrome once or twice, or maybe a dozen or 100 times throughout our lifetimes. But there are things you can do to fight imposter syndrome so that it doesn't cripple you and doesn't prevent you from pursuing your passions. So these tips are going to help you fight whenever you feel those feelings coming up, and they might come up even after you learn how to fight them, but now at least you will have some tools to keep pushing forward. So the first thing we're going to do to fight imposter syndrome is change the name. Who am I to just up and change the name of this well-known syndrome? Who cares? I'm doing it anyway. There you go. I'm fighting imposter syndrome right now. But before I tell you the new name, let's dive into a couple of word definitions. Yup, it's time for a little vocab lesson. So first, we're going to look at the definition of a syndrome. And yes, I am going to read this. So a syndrome is a characteristic combination of opinions, emotions, or behavior. Don't let your imposter syndrome emotions or behavior become so consistent that they become characteristic of you. When you give yourself a syndrome, you're reinforcing those behaviors and emotions to the point where they do become characteristic. And we don't want that. So we're going to change the name and how we talk about it. First off, no more syndrome. We're not going to give ourselves this sickness or these symptoms. I would love to normalize calling it imposter tendencies. A tendency is very different than a syndrome. When you have a tendency, you may have an inclination toward a certain type of behavior, but it is not characteristic of you yet. So be careful. So after we change the name, I want you to stop owning these feelings. Every time you say, I have imposter syndrome or even imposter tendencies, you are owning it. You are putting it out into the universe that you are an imposter. Stop that. Don't say you have it. Don't own it. Instead, you can say, sometimes I get imposter tendencies. It's very different, right? Very different feeling. Sometimes I have the tendency to feel like an imposter, but I'm not. Say that again with me right now, and then say it every time you feel these feelings coming on. Sometimes I have the tendency to feel like an imposter, but I'm not. Okay, so we're gonna change the name and we're gonna stop owning it. Next, we can use mantras and meditations to help us work through these feelings. When you use a positive mantra, your mind releases positive energy that decreases negative energy or negative thoughts and stress. You're fighting the bad with the good. There's a lot of science behind the benefits of mantras and meditations, and maybe I'll do another video on that. If you would like me to, just let me know in the comments. But for now, we're just going to say positive mantras help replace negative thoughts with positive ones. So you can use mantras combined with meditation to calm your mind, ease stress, and slowly start to replace your negative thoughts with positive ones. You can trick yourself into believing that you truly believe in yourself, and eventually you will. To combat imposter syndrome, you can use mantras like, I am a strong and capable person. I have earned and deserve everything I have. I deserve success. I do not have to be perfect. I belong. I am successful. And gosh darn it, people like me. And those last two, I actually have some videos on my channels of a meditation paired with those mantras. So if you're new to the meditation game, or even if you're not, you can use those videos to guide you through an imposter fighting meditation. Bonus, they're only about 5 minutes. And when you're fighting imposter syndrome, it's also really great to have community support. One of the best ways to counteract the tendency to feel like an imposter is to turn to a trusted friend or community. It's kind of hard to believe ourselves when we tell ourselves that we're strong and capable and talented and successful. But when we get an outside opinion, it can be really helpful. It can help when you are surrounded by a supportive community that's reinforcing these positive messages. Hint: it's going to be a lot harder to believe someone else when they say you're talented if you don't truly believe it yourself. So work on your mantras and your meditations and building up your positive internal dialogue, along with spending time with people who also build you up and make you feel good. Spending time in isolation or alone with your thoughts and doubts can make them louder and easier to believe. I know that when you're feeling low and doubting yourself, the last thing you want to do is reach out to someone or interact with anyone. But truthfully, sometimes it's the best thing you can do. And by sharing your thoughts and feelings with others, you might start to realize that they have some of those same thoughts, feelings, and doubts, and that you are not alone. And there's something really powerful about realizing and truly believing that you are not alone. If you need a community but don't know where to find one, the Creative Warrior community over on Facebook is here for you. You are not alone. There are a ton of other creators facing some of these challenges and working together to push through them on a daily basis. You can get the link to the Creative Warriors group below in the comments. So if you're ready to fight imposter syndrome, just grab one of the meditations from the screen and make sure to subscribe to my channel to get more content like this. If you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button so I don't feel like an imposter. Just kidding. Now go fight for your creativity.